Hi all. Today we're going to look at the text tool. Okay, that's over here, right here. Again, if you hold down, it'll pull out all the tools that are hidden, and you can push the little arrow button and have them all right here. So there are a bunch of text tools. So we have the regular text tool, we have the area type tool, type on a path tool, vertical type tool, vertical area type tool, and then the vertical type on a path tool. We're probably only going to be focusing on these three right here. So some couple reminders. If you select the text tool and you simply click, and I'm going to make this font larger up here. So you've clicked and then you start typing. Okay, realize that it's just going to continue to go off the page. So let me undo this and undo that. I'm actually going to get rid of this area. Okay, so a couple of things. If I take the text tool, okay, and then start typing, it's going to go straight. If I select the text tool again, I need to click off and click and drag, I'm now creating a text box. So then everything will stay right in this area. Let's see if I can get it together. There we go. Okay. Now, do realize that if you have this type area, okay, if you try to move it, okay, or change the size or change the text box, you're actually going to start to distort the font, okay? So again, if I try to make it smaller, it's just going to make the actual text smaller. Here, if I take my selection tool and try to make the actual text box smaller, it's actually just going to move it down. It's not going to adjust anything, okay? But let me go back here. Okay, it also does the same thing here, where if I just did the type tool where I clicked and I drag it out, it just makes it larger and it distorts it. Okay, so let's go back, just like this, cancel out. Okay, so for your infograph or for other poster designs or anything else that you may be working with, this type tool is going to be very beneficial. Okay, so you click and drag, and then you can make your text box. So this is a text box. Now, if I want to change the size, the font, okay, the alignment, I can do that here too. So I'm going to highlight. And if I click up at the character, okay, right here on the font, if I click and then it turns and highlights blue, I can now use the up and down arrows on my keyboard to go through all these different fonts and decide which one I would like. Okay. Sometimes when you get to a font, you can also then change. That's not the best example. Okay. You can then change again. Okay. So you can change regular, you can make it black. You also have that option. You can then also make it large. And then you can change up the alignment. So within the text box, so again, it's going to do within the text box, I'm going to align it to center, or I can align it right if I do center. Okay. Then I can use my selection tool, go like this, and now it's centered in there. Now let's say you want to figure out if this is actually centered. You need to find your ruler. Okay. So you're going to go to View. You are going to come down to Rulers, push Show Rulers. Okay, this way, you know exactly, we could go 1/2 inch in, stop, and then this one would have to be at 8 because it's 8.5, and now it's in the middle of your page, okay, at the top. So another key factor is, I'm just going to go over here to my layers, I'm going to add a new layer, and I'm going to put a shape on here, okay, and I'm actually going to use, let's do a rounded rectangle. Okay. So it's black. So I'm going to put white over top of it. So I'm going to take my area text tool. I'm going to click. And now I'll type hello. It will type in front of this. Okay, so, and I need Okay, so now it is typed inside of that specific path. Now, let me get rid of that. Let me show you the circle real quick. Okay, so let's say I want something in a circle. I'm going to click on the path. This is a circle. Okay, so it'll type inside the path. Now, if you realize there is no circle there anymore, okay, it's just inside of that path. So I need to come and create a circle on my own over here. And I'm actually going to make my circle, let's make it green. Okay. I'm going to use my selection tool and put it behind. Okay, I need to go back to my layers panel. And look, this path is in front of my text that says this is a circle. So I'm simply going to click and drag. And now it's over top. Okay, so let's say you want to type on a path. I'm going to grab my pen tools. And I'm going to make a path here quickly so that you can see. Now, I just want the stroke to be green, not the fill. And I'm going to come over here and type on a path. Click on top of the path. Now, it is aligned in the center. So if it's aligned in the center, it's going to go into the center of my line. This is a line with text on it. Now, follow the line. Awesome. But if you see this little plus right here, I'm going to take my selection tool. Okay, this plus right here means that there's extra text. Edit undo. Okay, and it's showing you that expanded off of here. Okay, so it means it wanted to go to the second area. So if there was a second one, that's what it would look like. Okay, so if that happens, you can highlight it and then you can just simply put it down. Okay, so now let's see if I can show you these. I can get rid of this area. Okay, so now I can move this path anywhere that I need. Now you realize, again, it's just typing on a path. Okay, that line did not stay there. So that is simply what it is for. And then obviously vertical does the exact same thing. Okay, again, if you want to ever come back and change the text, you take your selection tool, double click, highlight. Again, you can change the characters. Okay, change the font. If you click on character, okay, this will bring up many options for you. Okay, so here we have obviously the size. Okay, this is the kerning. This is the distance between two characters. So if you up this, it's not letting us. It would have to be 0. No worries. Okay, so actually, if we do the tracking, this will start to separate each. And you'll see that the space grows in between. Okay, and you can extend the height. Okay, not necessarily, it's just makes it taller. Okay, it doesn't actually make the font larger, just makes it taller. And then horizontal scales, you can make things fatter too. Okay, so I can just click out, and there we go. The other thing I want to show you with text is, so let's say I make this really large. Okay, I'm going to have to move all of this stuff down, which is fine. Okay, Now let's say I want this to be outlined, okay? And if you'll notice, if I click and drag this outline or make it green, okay? So it shows up as green. Okay, let's actually make this. Okay, perfect. Okay, so you can actually change the outline and whatnot. Okay, so then I can actually change the stroke to be larger, but then say I want this color as the fill. Okay, but this is too large for it, so it's getting confused. Okay, so if you see what just happened, this is really good. I clicked this color and it's coming up gray. You see over here, okay, it says color. Okay, it has automatically put me into black and white mode, grayscale. We don't want that. Okay, we want RGB. So I'm going to click back, and there you go. It does that sometimes. Okay, so if you ever see that and you're only getting grays over here, simply come to color, click this down options. It'll show you that it's on grayscale, and you will change it back to RGB. Okay, so again, just wanted to show you that. Now, last but not least, let me put this back. Okay, you can copy this, and then we can actually go up to type. Nope. Let's actually go this one. Type. Yeah, this one's not letting us do it either. Okay, let's type a new one. Let's do type tool. And just this one. Okay, so I typed in hello. Now let's say I want to distort it, meaning I want to, if you see, I'm just moving it in this way. Okay, I'm just moving it as a whole. I take my direct select tool to moving it as a whole as well. Let's say I want to move the L up and this L down. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to select it. It's selected. Type and push create outlines. Now, if you zoom in, you will see that this has outlines. So a couple of things I can do. I can move the whole path. I can come in here and move the L over. I could move this L. I could rotate the L. I can move this O over here like this. I can even come in here, double click and anchor. That's not a good one to show you. Here we go. Double click and anchor and pull it up and start to distort it. Okay. So creating outlines, you have to select, let's move down here. Okay. The path that you want, type, create outlines. Now you have these all out different outlines. And let's say you don't like this eye, how it is right here. You can then come in and adjust it. So you want it like that. Okay. So this allows you to move things around. Whoop. Just like that. Okay. Let's go back here. There we go.